Michael, what's the best way to take care of a blister?
I don't know.
It's a Band-Aid.
Mm,
That was the answer.
that is the answer.
Riveting way to start the podcast. That's for sure. Real quick, to you wonderful listeners out there, a friendly reminder, after the show is done, the show actually continues on. We've got a little bit more. And the full episode can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts or viewed on YouTube, actually. So remember that there's more to the show than just what you're listening to in this hour on the wonderful Adobe Radio. And a big thank you to Adobe Radio for everything that you do for us, and also Nice Guy Digital. Our guest today is my fellow co-star, friend, and good man, Ben Rappaport. Ben Rappaport plays Seth on For the People, the show that I'm also on, and it's on ABC. And you might recognize Ben from numerous other projects, and one of his most notable ones was Outsourced. That was a little bit while back, and he's actually on Ozark right now. Yeah. Plays a pretty cool character on there. I think so. Can you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Ben Rappaport. Ooh. If you're watching the YouTube video, we were miming the instruments.
Well, we actually were playing the instruments.
That's right.
We have this skill where we're able to make the sound happen just from the miming. So
It's magic.
yeah.
As I've heard.
Yeah.
Ben!
Hey, buddy.
Dude, seriously, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is very exciting for me. Did you catch the season finale of Zubiquity?
Oh my God, it was so good.
So good.
When my character and your character went to McDonald's. That was some good stuff.
For those of you listening, Ben and I had worked on a previous pilot in 2016 called Zubiquity. Mm-hmm. And it was a fun experience, and it was not picked up. So that's our on-running joke together. We always say to each other, hey, did you catch last week?
Did you catch Zubiquity last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, how has coming back to the West Coast felt like for you?
It's been good, man. I've missed it. I really missed it. So I spend most of my time in New York, and I come out here for work and stuff, and I've lived out here for periods of time before. And I've always kind of had a chip on my shoulder about Los Angeles. You know, I've always kind of been like that. I think it's like a prerequisite New York thing to be like, you know, oh, LA is so ugh, but no one ever can really explain why they're thinking this, you know? And I don't know. I think I went along with it for a couple of years, and last year it broke me. I am like, and now I'm kind of like, you know, like maybe I should get like a Dodgers hat, and I should just do the thing. And I love it. I love Los Angeles. I love being here. I love both. You know, I love having the option to be able to go back and forth. You know, New York right now in the summer is like disgustingly hot. I mean, it's hot here, but it's not that kind of humid heat, that kind of disgusting, sweaty. Yeah, it's that like you're walking through Chinatown, and like the smells that emanate from like the humid 100-degree weather are otherworldly and insane.
You posted that on your story once. And I was like, oh man, it must have been really bad.
That is, I think that the moment I posted that story, that's what drove me to Los Angeles. I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And so here I am, and I love it.
Dude, you need to help me because I need to like New York better.
You don't like it so much?
I'll be completely frank with you. I go there every time and I'm like, a little dirty. It's a little too crowded for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone to maybe like one or two nice restaurants, maybe, but I wasn't like blown away with the food. And I'm like, I don't know.
I know, you know, I hate to say it, but Los Angeles food is better.
Oh,
it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the restaurants here are like killing it. And I think LA wins in that regard.
All right.
Yeah.
What aspects of New York do you just love that LA cannot offer you?
Well, you know, there's kind of like a sentimental history to it. Like my family's all from New York. I didn't grow up there, but I grew up going there a lot. You know, my dad's from Long Island, and so there's just like this like sense of history there that is so deep and old. And, you know, I moved there when I was 18 years old to go to school for acting. And, I feel like I grew up in New York. I became an adult there, and so I don't have that kind of sentimental history with Los Angeles. So that's
fair.
really what it comes down to. But otherwise, it's like I'm a night owl, and it's a real night owl culture. Like everything's kind of available 24/7, and you can order food. You can pretty much do whatever you want whenever you want. And I do feel like LA kind of has like there's a cutoff time. Like, around 10:30, 11, the city kind of shuts down a little bit.
I would agree with you, even though I'm not a night owl.
Right.
I think around, what is it, 1:30, all the bars like really close.
But didn't they do this thing now
12?
where they're starting
Till 4, I think.
Yeah, because New York does that. So
I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what's annoying though. Let's say after we're done shooting a night shoot, right?
yeah.
And then I'm on the 101
Mm-hmm.
and it's 3 a.m.
Yep.
or 4 a.m. Oh, we got back-to-back traffic.
I
right now.
know.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, they want to close down all the lanes except one
Yep.
for construction.
Yep.
It's only happened once, thankfully.
Oh
But
man, ridiculous.
I know.
But that's the other thing about Los Angeles is the traffic. I mean, I know it's so cliche to talk about the traffic, but it takes you have to sort of get acclimated to it somehow, because it's shocking to the system when you get out here. You're like,
Podcasts. Seriously, man.
Yeah, I get it.
Something where I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to learn something
Yeah.
on this hour drive or hour
Right.
and a half drive. That's the only thing that makes it tolerable. New York, though, I got to say, I don't know how you get around if you own a car. Where do you park?
I don't. I've never owned a car in New York. It's a headache. You know what I mean? Like, because you can walk everywhere. You can take a cab. You can take the subway.
Sorry, I got too
No,
excited.
please,
I touched Ben. I was like,
Yeah, touch me more.
Michael, you have to look up the, if you wouldn't mind, the parking space price in Hong Kong or Shanghai for one parking space that went for.
$760,000.
What?
A 900 square foot flat in the complex sold for upwards of 3.2 million when it was first made available. Blah 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 blah. No, yeah, parking space.
Yep.
Parking space just sold for $760,000.
Dude, that's ridiculous. But
The-
that's the thing. I mean,
Also, apparently, last call time stays the same because lawmakers in Sacramento said no.
Oh, okay. Last
Wow.
call time is still 1:30.
Lawmakers rejected a proposal on Friday to allow many California bars to extend the hours of operation until 4 a.m.
so it's not happening.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's silly. It's that silly rule that you can't buy alcohol in certain states, like on Sundays or past like a
Oh,
certain time.
right.
Well, that's more of a religious thing.
Right.
I know.
in
That's
the
what I mean.
in the South.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In Wisconsin, they stopped alcohol sales after 9 p.m. So we always had to get all of our booze for the night right before 9.
Whoa.
And if we ran out, you ran out.
That's so silly.
All these old rules. You know what I mean? It's amazing like how many rules date back to like, I don't know, 1780 something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we're still abiding by some of those. It's crazy.
Or weird laws that are still laws
Mm-hmm.
that nobody's just like checked off the list.
We deal with a lot of that on our show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
To circle back to For the People
For
on
the People.
ABC, TGIT, we don't know when yet, but
Yeah,
it'll
best
be
show on
there.
television.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Best
Yeah.
show on television.
Best
I'll say
show
it.
on television.
I said it. No regrets.
Don't you dare.
No, I'm sorry. I just want to hit this parking space
Yeah.
price. That's ridiculous. Over $750,000 for a parking space.
Yeah, man. But at that point you're just kind of like, why drive? You know what I mean? At that point it's like a car becomes like an albatross around your neck, and you're like, man, I could just get around public if public transit is available and it's reliable. That's great. Walking, burning calories, and
Dude.
good for you.
I just took it was a while ago actually. I took the metro for the first time from the North Hollywood station
Yeah.
because I live near there to Hollywood and Highland.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
during rush hour. I was like, oh, should I take a lift? I'm like, actually, it's rush hour, and I just want to take the metro just to see how quick it 12 minutes.
And isn't it nice? I feel like the subway here is really nice. Like it's really clean and really
Yeah.
It actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, I only went from Hollywood and Highland to North Hollywood, but like,
yeah.
You know where else has a good like transit system? London.
Yeah. The Tube.
The Tube.
Mm-hmm.
Tube is good. Rome, believe it or not, had
Huh.
a decent one.
Underground, like a subway thing?
Yeah. You know where I wasn't a fan of?
Where?
Paris.
Why?
It's like instinctually sketchy. I was like, I don't feel
Like you felt
safe.
unsafe, yeah.
Super unsafe.
More so than in New York.
More than in New York.
Yeah.
New York,
Wow.
I say is right in the middle for
Yeah.
me because there are certain spots that I was like, it's all right.
Yeah.
Other spots, I'd like to leave.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it depends on what neighborhood you're in, really. But
Yeah.
did you take the L when we were in Chicago? Remember?
Oh,
The L.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago.
Oh, you're from Chicago. Yeah, perfect.
No,
yeah,
you know
of
what?
course. Duh.
Uber was. I did not because Uber kept doing the carpool share thing
Oh,
for like
yeah.
$3, and I was like, oh, I'll just do that. It was so much easier. I never took the. How is it in Chicago?
It's pretty. I feel like it's pretty nice. I mean, I look at Chicago as kind of like a cleaner, friendlier New York.
Would you say it's the second city?
Hey.
Get
Is
out.
that what they call it? Is
Yeah,
that why
they-
it's called that?
Yeah, it's good. That's why they call it the second city.
No way.
Yeah.
Well,
very
look at
interesting.
that. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Also-
Just so you know, the sweet spot for these are like right here.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
up.
where
I
they
pulled
have
up.
that,
I
right?
pulled
It's
up an
all good.
article
Yeah, if
about
you're, like,
some
right
of
here.
the
Yeah.
Perfect.
strangest laws, strangest state laws.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, please.
in Connecticut, pickles must bounce. A pickle cannot be sold unless it bounces.
What? I'm sorry. Who took the time to make that a law?
Who's the pickle bouncer? You know what I mean? Like, who's the guy that's like,
According, according to a 1948 article, this law became a necessity after two scheming pickle packers tried to sell pickles unfit for human consumption on the sly.
so what does the bounce do? Like, what does the bounce measure?
Apparently, a real pickle should bounce when dropped
Riveting.
when dropped from the height of 1 foot.
1
Wow.
foot.
It's supposed to bounce.
What? But what do you think makes it bounce?
Hey, how sad is your life when you have to like con people out of proper pickles?
I don't know, man. I think that's the lowest of the low.
I think so too.
I think so.
In Arkansas, you must pronounce the state name correctly.
Is that a law?
It is a law.
I think that's against free speech.
What is the what's the punishment of I'm from Arkansas,
Ooh.
but I'm not an Arkansas. Wait, did I just break the law?
No. You have to when you're in
Oh,
Arkansas.
okay.
Death penalty.
Only when you're in Arkansas.
Right. Death penalty.
I don't know. It doesn't say that there's like.
This is so weird.
This
to me.
is crazy. It doesn't say what the
it's like a
punishment is?
code. Yeah, it's like they don't have any sort of.
Question. Then.
Yeah.
Ben,
Answer.
since we're philosophers
Yeah.
of all sorts, do you think it would be better if we didn't have states? If it was all just one,
All one thing?
all one thing? Because look,
Yes.
each states have their own laws sometimes that
Yeah.
contradict other states, right?
Right, of course.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That's an interesting question because, on another level, states are interesting because they have their own sort of personality and history and culture even.
Right.
So there's that's what's interesting about this country is that there's so many different regions and they're all so different from each other. So I don't know at what cost, will we lose a lot of that sense of personality or sense of individuality, if we lost states?
Do you think that's important?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of laws, that creates a whole other, set of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so I think it's a complicated question. I don't really know if I have a...
I think it's too big.
Yeah.
Like
the whole thing is too big.
yeah, like Russia, like too big.
Yeah.
Too big to control.
Yeah.
All that. Even if you break it up into different, maybe regions. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, regions. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we kind of already
That's
do have
manageable.
a region.
Right.
I don't know because there's a certain, like you said, there's different culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different like individuality. Like people from New York
Right.
are very specific.
Right.
People from LA are very
Very
specific.
specific.
And then people from, let's say, Tulsa, Oklahoma are
Right.
very specific.
Right.
So some of the laws don't really help people all across the board. Some like don't murder people. That helps everybody.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Right.
I don't know, man.
Do you want to know what's the weird law from Oklahoma?
Please.
No bear wrestling.
What?
It is unlawful to wrestle a bear.
That is bizarre.
Oh, what's happening?
No, it's all good. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. That is why. Why? There's not even a lot of bears in Oklahoma. That's the thing. Maybe a circus thing.
Maybe that's why there's no more bears in Oklahoma. They all left because too many people were trying to wrestle them. They're like, we should just pick up and this is not the place for us, guys. We need to move on.
But you know what? Because of back to your Instagram stories, shall we? First of all, recently you've been posting some of the most beautiful landscapes you and your wife have been taking on the West Coast, right?
Right.
So beautiful.
Thank
Santa
you.
Barbara, right?
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara was some of it. And also, I need to know where this on-running joke you have on your Instagram, City of Lights. Is that from a musical? I don't know.
La La Land.
It's from La La Land.
Oh, okay.
City of
So
Stars.
City of Stars is like the main song in La La Land.
Okay.
And it was just in my head over and over and over again. And we were actually, we wrapped the first pilot that we did here in LA for the people. And I'd had my birthday like right before we were getting on the plane to go back to New York.
Yeah.
And I was really, it was my birthday, so I was really hungover the next morning. And we were at the airport. And I was like, my brain was firing on like one cylinder, and I just took out my phone and I just started looking at objects, and like I think the first one I had was City of Floors, and it was just like the carpeting of the waiting area at the gate. City of Floors. But the other key to the thing is that you can't sing it really well. It has to be slightly sharp or slightly flat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you want to try it out, it's
perfect for me then. Yeah.
City of Cup, and you have to kind of go, it's like lose it. You know what I mean?
City of Mikes.
That's good. But draw it out even longer.
Longer? Okay. City of Mikes.
Yeah, that's good. Let's do one more. Okay. You love how specific I'm getting about this?
I really like it. I think this is going to be our joke on set.
Speaking of one more.
Yeah.
Just one more.
All right.
In Washington, there are laws against Sasquatch poaching.
Oh, yeah. I knew about that.
It is illegal to poach a Sasquatch since 1969. Punishable by a $1,000 fine.
That's it?
Wow.
I'll take that.
Yeah. That's reasonable. Poor Sasquatch,
Do you believe in Sasquatch?
Yes, I do.
Respect.
I believe. No, I've actually never thought about it. You're like, you're putting me on the spot here with Sasquatch. Yes, I do.
Okay.
'Cause I believe in, it's kind of like saying like, oh, aliens. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course. So.
Oh, so the Sasquatch thing, a lot of people debate about it. You know what I mean? I like how certain you were of aliens, though.
Oh yeah.
You think aliens 100%?
That's a given. Yeah.
That's a given.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Think about it.
Tell me. Let's say I'm a non-believer.
Okay. Are you?
I don't know. I don't think aliens exist the way we think of it.
Okay.
And I'm going to get really esoteric if I answer this question. And so I kind of want you to go first.
Did you guys watch Cosmos, the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what struck me about that was like how vast the entire universe is and how many galaxies exist and how our planet is literally look at me, I'm wearing a NASA shirt. I'm talking about space. This is not really like I feel like this is not really who I am. I'm not like the space guy, but
No,
today
he is.
I am.
On set, he's always talking about space.
Oh, I'm like, yeah. But no, but if you think about it, like we are such a small infinitesimal part of everything. You know what I mean? Like we are but these little specks on this little planet that's like this little rock floating around in this galaxy of infinite galaxies. So to think that there's no life that's even somehow kind of parallel of life as we know it here, I mean, it just feels right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there is types of like plants, let's say, or types of like simple animals maybe that exists on other planets, other galaxies.
Yeah.
I think in certain dimensions too, if you will. See, now it's getting kind of like really into the like esoteric beliefs of what I think is going on. Have you heard of the Vedas?
No.
They're Hindu texts,
Okay.
Hindu ancient texts, and they describe beings in metal vehicles that fly around.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like, I sometimes, if you really dig into that stuff, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but maybe they're from another dimension and they come here because there is starting to be more proof of like other planes of existence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people see it as the spiritual realm, the etheric realm, or whatever
Right.
you want to call it. So I don't know. The answer I can give you is I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm 100% sure of is
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I've seen patterns in ancient texts that I've researched,
Yeah.
that I've personally researched, not just like read something online, but yeah, so I don't know, man. There's patterns. There's things that make you question, oh, this could be real.
Yeah.
So, but then at the end of the day, what am I going to do with that knowledge, even if it is real?
Yeah.
Like, what is it going to change about your life if you knew that aliens existed?
You know, I think it's comforting.
Oh,
It's comforting because I feel like there's a sort of, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like to think that we are the only sort of like intelligent creatures of like this level of intelligence that exist is kind of like, what? Are you kidding me? Like we are just based on the sheer size of it all. I think it's comforting to know that like in terms of like things that make you anxious, things that kind of freak you out about, you know, worrying, even small things like worrying about the future, worrying about, you know, how am I going to make rent next month, or, you know, little things. It puts them into perspective, and you realize that these sort of small problems are really small, you know, compared to the rest of existence.
absolutely. The first time
You
I've
know?
kind of felt that
Yeah.
visually was the picture that one of the satellites that they sent out
Mm-hmm.
were it was it was at Saturn, and it was taking a picture of the Earth, and it's just this Earth is just like this little dot.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Carl Sagan pale blue dot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And you're like, and then you realize in that picture, all of human history, all of everyone's problems ever, all in that little boop.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
What's that about? Right?
I'm telling you, man, that's, dude, actually, oh my gosh. I just remembered a dream I had.
Let's go. What is it?
Space.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, this is
yeah.
trippy. I had a dream that, oh, this is really weird. Leonardo DiCaprio and me were in a spaceship, but they were filming extra scenes from Catch Me If You Can
On the spaceship?
in the spaceship in space.
So were you in it, or were you? what
I
were you
guess I was
doing?
in the spaceship. I don't know. Sometimes you know you have
Yeah,
that.
you
like,
don't really
third
know.
person- Yeah, I don't know. And then I remember at one scene, Leonardo DiCaprio was upset about something, so he wanted to flood the spaceship. So he clogged the toilet and made it like the whole spaceship filled with water.
Yeah.
And then when things got really bad, he flushed it and all the water went out. And then he was like, "Don't make me angry again." That's bizarre. But then I remember another part of the dream where I was trying to pinpoint where I wanted to go in the galaxy. And I was like, ooh, I'll choose the farthest place. Take me to as far
Yeah.
as I can go.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Whoa. The farthest place in the galaxy.
Whoa.
Well, they have, you know, it's Catch Me If You Can, so they have the budget for the fuel.
That's
So,
true.
you know,
Is this a movie idea?
I'm you know I love this idea.
Can we get a hold of Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael? Pitch him this idea.
Click.
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 Mr. DiCaprio, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. So remember Titanic? It's like that, but in space.
And you're angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just the heaviness, because I've also had dreams about space where I'm like falling back to Earth and I wake up immediately.
Yeah.
That's like the scary thing, you know. There's like a heaviness to like space almost, like
Yes.
yeah, heaviness. That's the only way to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's like in your body. Yeah, I've had that sensation before in sleep where your body just feels like it doesn't know if it's going to like explode, implode. You know, it's just that kind of not knowing. Gravity's a weird thing.
Very.
You know, like we've never to have never not known gravity. You know, like there's been moments probably like in some sort of simulation or something, but
Yeah. But then let's break this down then.
yeah.
What's the opposite of gravity? It's basically not being attracted to the heaviest force.
The opposite of gravity.
Oh, this is such bro science right now.
Well, this is. It must be because, like, again, I'm wearing a NASA shirt. I don't really know anything about anything. Like, I feel like I'm putting across this image that I'm like science, but I'm like really not, honestly.
No,
yeah, but I mean, let's
right?
think about this.
Let's say gravity didn't exist. Everything would just be floating.
You mean like on? Well, we wouldn't. No one would be on Earth.
There wouldn't be Earth.
There wouldn't be Earth.
Because Earth is Earth because of gravity.
Yeah.
So everything would just be, woo.
Well, what about even like your organs and stuff, and like just the way that like your skin sits on your muscles and your skeletal structure?
yeah.
Like, what would that do?
Probably lose a lot of muscle mass.
Oh, damn, bro. No gains, bro.
That's
Oh,
the
man.
concern.
No
gains.
Yeah, gravity, zero gravity equals no gains, bro.
Let's up the gravity.
Let's up there.
That's what they do in Dragon Ball Z.
That's
what
true.
they-
That's true.
Oh man,
Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Should I?
I mean, I don't know if it'll resonate with you right now, you being an adult
Really?
and pay taxes. Yeah.
There's
Maybe.
there's like an abridged version. Like no one has the time to devote to the 300 and something episodes, but they have
Yeah.
they have like a shorter
Yeah.
like
It's-
version of it.
It's an anime where people fight each other. And
Oh, I love it.
yeah. I mean, it's like they're flying,
I'm gonna go home and watch it
throwing
tonight.
energy balls at each other. They redid it. Actually, they extended the series and they like redid the animation, and it looks a lot better.
Cleaner.
Yeah, a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
It still has that old Dragon Ball Z vibe. I remember the first time I saw an episode, I was like blown away. I actually got
Yeah.
sad because it was Vegeta killing some dude on Planet Namek. I'm such a nerd. And I was like, oh, dude, why did that guy kill that guy? And I was like so like sad about it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, but the action's really cool
Right.
When they got to it.
when they got to it.
Back in the day they were still like illustrating the manga at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So they had to write a bunch of like filler episodes to like stretch it out.
Right.
So there's a lot of
Exposition. Or like-
No.
side stories, a lot of like delaying. So like in the climactic like part of one saga,
Yeah.
they're like, this planet's going to explode in 5 minutes. And then 10 episodes later, you've got 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like they're charging up.
Right.
And they're charging up for 3 episodes.
Oh man.
Yeah. And you're like, please just
It's brutal
kill
sometimes.
somebody kill someone
Right,
because this
right,
is
right.
stupid right now. But at the time, as a kid, you're watching this, and I'm running home from the bus stop.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
catch
It's
the episode.
thrilling.
Oh, very.
To watch someone charge up for 3 episodes.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Man.
The 90s.
The 90s. Let's talk about the 90s for a
Okay.
second. That was the renaissance of I don't know, just everything good in pop culture, I think. I miss the 90s a lot.
You know what was really special about it? You had this great period of time where you still called people on their landlines.
Oh my god, yeah.
And you carried around your CD-ROM bass boost Walkman.
But this was like right when caller ID was just coming in.
Yes.
So sometimes you would call someone and they wouldn't know who was calling, or someone would call you, and it was like rolling the dice, just picking up the phone. Like,
time.
who is it? I don't know, man. That
And then we got a computer. and we got dial-up.
Oh.
We got AOL.
Did you have a gateway? Did you have a? What'd you have?
Compact.
Compact. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a compact for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that, what is it? The 3. I had the old internet too, where like 6 AOL not floppy disks, but the 3.5. What is it called?
Is it the ones they would send in the mail? Like
Yes.
they'd send you like, hey, try AOL free for like a month.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we
You'd
used
like
those.
make cars out of the CDs that they
Yeah.
give you.
Yeah.
Like in class.
Yeah.
And see, so is that time of, whoa, like all this new stuff like you're talking
Yeah.
about.
The
And then
internet was
no worries, really no worries.
well, but that's also just where we were in terms of childhood.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do kids these days, like, what do you think? Like 9 years old to 10 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. Do you think that like their worries are amplified now because of the constant barrage
Yes.
of information and like, yeah, I think so
100%.
too. Yeah. Because it's just too much.
Dude, it's too much for. When we live tweet,
Oh,
I
it's
get
too much.
anxiety.
I
Why am
know.
I getting anxiety?
Well, I had to.
Like,
Well, and you're totally you're like the experience of watching our show air weekly. It would have we weren't able to really fully experience it because you're doing a million things at once. So you're kind of like you're watching it, you're tweeting, you're thinking of your next tweet, you're thinking of what you can do that's kind of clever and cool. And after the fact, I thought about the season between when it ended and when we were coming back, and I was like, I feel like I need to go back and watch the whole season because I was spending, so much of it tweeting.
Yeah.
So I do miss like the purity of just having one experience. You know what I mean? Like I am experiencing this thing now and nothing else until this thing is over. And that's just, I guess that's just more of like, now you have to be more diligent than ever to be like in a Zen practice of like being in the moment, because there's so many things that are going to throw you out of that.
Of course, man. I couldn't imagine having Instagram or Facebook when I was younger.
No. But remember when Facebook first came out, it was just colleges?
Yeah.
And that was so cool. There was something really like,
Exclusive.
yeah, it was super exclusive, like this club that, And then like only a few colleges had it at first. It was like only a few. And then they'd be like, oh, did you guys get Facebook yet? No, not yet. And then like next year, like, oh, we finally got Facebook.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Fun
I miss
fact.
those days. Yeah.
Fun fact, the old Facebook logo, if you could pull that up, Michael, it looks like me. Yeah.
Let's see. I
It's
got
pretty startling.
Let's see. Images.
Oh my, that's you.
It does.
Can you make it bigger? Sorry. What?
That's you, man.
Where did they get that picture?
Wait a second. That is you.
No, it's not.
You're sure?
100,000. Is there any way you can twist it more this way, or is it? Dude, seriously. Where,
Whoa.
like, that's kind of frightening because I took a picture years later after I was in LA.
Yeah.
Can you go to my Instagram profile?
Did you do a side by side?
You can.
Is it public?
Yeah, it's public. It's one of the first pictures I ever posted. Actually, no, hold on. It's on my Facebook because I took a picture of myself I'm making that same face.
Yeah.
Insane. It's very creepy.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That
Anyway, I can't
guy.
find it.
You need to do it side by side.
All right.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna do it.
Actually, I'm going to do it right now. Wait. Oh, wait. There's Al Pacino. Someone thinks that looks like Al Pacino.
Oh, I kind of do look like.
Wait. All right, Wesam. Let's
All right.
get you to do the face.
Right, I gotta take off the hat.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So.
Oh, his hair's down.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's that he's
oh,
kind of
God,
looking
my
down,
hair.
and then his eyes are like
Okay.
looking up.
Okay.
Actually.
How's
Wait.
that?
Turn
I think
the other
his
side.
hair is like in his face.
Yeah. So if you push your hair down. Yeah.
Is that good? Is that good enough?
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, like put your head down a little more, and then eyes. There. Ready?
There it is. There it
You
is.
see?
Check it
There
out.
it is.
That's
oh my,
it.
I can't. That's.
We'll post this, I'm sure, with the podcast so everyone can see what we're talking about.
Send it to Steph.
Yeah.
I never got any residuals from that, so I'm pretty upset.
Well, dude.
It wasn't a buyout or anything. I'm suing.
I mean, you should be like the guy, who did You've Got Mail. Like, that guy still gets residuals, right?
Does he?
Oh, actually, here it
was
is.
it a
Wesam
buyout?
Quiche on Twitter.
Oh, I did it already?
Oh, you already did it.
No. It's just you say, does anyone think
Yes!
it looks like a
Oh.
old thing? From December 2014.
Yes, I knew I talked about it at some point. Dude, I freaking love the internet. This is why I love it.
I know.
I don't even remember doing that.
No, I know. Do you ever go back and look at old posts from 10 years ago that you posted and just cringe? Like,
How can you not? Facebook reminds you every
yeah.
day.
Yo, that's right. Remember when you posted 10 years ago that you were so excited to get out of class early because you were I don't even remember, but like
Yeah.
Corporate com sucks.
Corporate what?
Com.
Okay.
I just corporate com sucks.
I thought you said something.
I actually did too. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, you just needed to open that valve a little more. That's what needed to happen.
It's like, what? I don't know what that is. That's a story for another time.
No, but like I was really actory when I was like 21 years old. You know what I
yeah?
mean? So like I was posting things like, had a callback today, went really well, preparing for my next audition. Acting's great. Like it was just obnoxious. It was just
I'm kind of nervous, honestly.
to see.
Yeah, and I hope I didn't post something offensive.
Oh, offensive.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the danger with that
I
stuff.
know.
Because I mean, we talked about it briefly. The whole James Gunn. Right?
James Gunn.
Yeah, it's like I'm 100% sure I never posted anything like that. But like,
yeah. Wait, what James Gunn? What?
James Gunn.
Why he got fired from Guardians 3.
I missed this.
Oh,
You
okay.
did?
Yeah, what-
So he got fired
Uh-huh.
from doing the third movie because of a tweet that resurfaced
Yeah.
that he did 10 years ago of him making a horrible joke about basically what is it, like a child, like
He made bad jokes, basically.
Okay.
like really bad. A lot of people find it ill taste. It is what it is. It's not a joke I would ever make and post. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Disney knew about it before, and then it resurfaced. He again apologized, saying, like, I'm not making excuses. That it's a horrible thing. I've
Right.
changed. I've grown, and he was let go because of a certain person who.
Mike Cernovich, he's like a right-wing troll who basically
Just goes through everyone's...
he's the Gamergate guy
Okay.
and Pizzagate.
Right. So he just like goes through everyone's feeds from like, like years and years ago and just try to mine stuff.
Yeah, like James Gunn. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where he came from, like he worked with like Trauma, which is like shock movies and like schlocky old, like, it's basically like the Shock Factor. His first like movie was like something called Tromeo and Juliet.
Okay.
So like that's where he came from, and like it was more about like getting people shocked and
Yeah, shock value humor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And so yeah.
Not my cup of tea. I don't even find that joke funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like he lost his job 10 years. Like when the real question is, well, do people deserve to change if they're trying to change? Like, do you
Yeah,
give people a
that's-
chance? And if he's already apologized, you already knew he was aware. Why is this being punished now? You know
This
what I
is
mean?
a very interesting question. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's I think obviously it's dependent on what the thing is. But yeah, I mean, we're at a time now where like before all this existed, everybody had a past, everybody made mistakes, but it wasn't recorded, It wasn't written, it wasn't for the ages, it wasn't like, locked in this time capsule and going to be remembered for the rest of eternity. So I do think that there are times where we should sort of remember that and remember that people change and people make mistakes, and we should just take that into account.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the thing is that Disney was already aware of this when he first got hired onto Guardians. Like, it came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When he first got hired.
Right.
And he apologized for it. They had the discussion, and it was over. But now they dragged all this up again.
Yeah.
It's because of this guy. He had James Gunn had different views.
James Gunn was a very prominent anti-Trump, tweeter. And
Yeah.
So this guy who got him fired is like in his living room going, "Yeah, I got this guy fired," and
he's
That ruined
an
this
actual like rapist.
Really?
Who, raped his wife, and it was like,
oh, this guy's a piece of shit. Then
yeah, he's a
like
real
he's
he's a
been
real
convicted.
piece of
Like
shit.
he really did that, right? It's not like rumors.
Yeah, it's what was it?
Yeah. I just want to be careful before we
No,
yeah,
of
we
course,
say
of course,
that.
of
Yeah,
course.
I want to make sure. Jesus, like what people?
I know.
Like-
See, this is the kind of stuff that makes me not want to leave my apartment anymore. Like, I just like, there's just it's a scary world out there now. It's terrifying. I mean, there's terrifying people doing terrifying things, saying terrifying things, and I don't know, man.
Like
Sometimes it's just like,
obviously, I don't know, man. Now more than ever, though, I'm super careful about what I post.
oh my
what I
God.
even like, what I even
Yeah.
repost.
You have to be. You have to be.
Even like comedians I like who are edgy, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I've reposted something somebody said,
And then you're like, oh.
I got so much shit for it,
Can
and I'm
I-
like, well, guys, he's not talking about like murdering children or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not even close to that. If you don't like the humor, don't follow him.
I know.
Don't bash me for reposting.
For reposting
that.
something
Yeah, and
that
they're
I
like,
thought was funny, and yeah.
What-
I know. And I'm getting to that point too. I mean, especially like, in what we're doing now with our show and sort of being in a public eye and in that way, I don't repost anything anymore because I'm like, I get like trigger shy on my phone. I'm like, oh, that's fun. No. Or like, oh, I have a funny thing to say. No.
Yeah.
And I just kind of don't say anything anymore. I don't. Yeah.
I'm kind of for people I really like, I like being an asshole sometimes to them. Not
As a
because I
joke.
mean it. Yeah.
Of course. It's humor.
But sometimes I'll see something on Twitter and I'm like, will they read it that way? Will they read it as I'm joking?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, because think about this. Are you this kind of guy like where you get a text and if it doesn't have an exclamation point or an emoji and it's kind of just like a brr, and you're like, wait, are they like being passive aggressive or are they mad at me or like what is this?
Especially
like,
a colleague.
Yeah.
You know, that you're not too comfortable with or like you don't really know that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And I'm extremely neurotic about that. So that's what I'm saying is like that's why I don't post anything anymore unless it's something very innocuous and kind of like,
Grass is green.
Yeah. Like exactly. City of table. You know what I mean? That's my posting now because
I'm going to start trolling you. You're like, what? Oh, you have something against chairs?
So to clear that up,
Yes.
in 2003, he was accused of raping a woman he knew. The charge was later dropped, but the judge ordered him to do community service for misdemeanor battery. His record has since been expunged, but he also has a problematic history with rape tweets.
Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. See, I don't know. I don't know the whole story still. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
I can't make a definite opinion about it now because I don't know the whole story.
Right.
That's also another issue. I'll read one thing in one article and another thing contradicting it in another article,
Yeah.
especially like of certain events happening around the world. So it's like, well, which one's the real one?
Mm-hmm.
Who's lying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I don't know.
It's an anxious time. There's a lot of anxiety in the world with all that.
How do you deal with your anxiety?
I
I always love asking people this because everybody's a little different.
work out. That's always like, obviously. No, like my gym in my building has this new cycle that's awesome.
Ooh.
And like the other day, I was feeling really anxious for no reason, and I went down and I just like went for 45 minutes. I felt great. I know you run every morning, you know, like almost every morning, and that's the best way. I think that's the most immediate way, you know. Otherwise, it's like taking in entertainment, you know, food. I love food. I like watching the Food Network. Food Network is a very relaxing experience for me. Yeah. Like I get really like vocal about my reactions to the food that's being presented.
Ooh.
Like diners, drive-ins, and dives. You know, I watch that, and like my wife will walk in, and I'm just like, oh, yes, that's good. And she's like, what the hell are you watching? And she'll turn around and say, oh, that's just a banh mi sandwich that, you know, it's like, oh.
Can we do something, Ben?
Like what?
Can we go around LA trying out
Food?
like, really good food?
That'd be great.
Like really unique places that serve like a crazy sandwich or a crazy something.
That'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I love food.
I love food.
And
too.
LA has the best food, apparently.
They do. I'm telling you. I love Thai food. I love sushi and tacos. And no, New York doesn't hold a candle to it.
That
It's just
surprises
ridiculous.
me.
Yeah. I know, man.
That really does, because everybody else has literally said, oh, the food's great in New York. Food's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, excuse me. They will not say it's just great, but like really good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
LA is pretty good too.
No, I
Nothing's
know.
blown me out of the water in New
Yeah.
York yet.
Well, did you ever see City of Gold? That documentary.
City.
So
Full circle.
full circle. Yeah.
No.
Is that Jonathan Gold?
Jonathan Gold's documentary, yeah, and he, he just passed away, unfortunately, but he had it was an amazing look at, just sort of like the nitty gritty of LA food. Like this guy like went to all these little places, hole in the wall places, like next to laundromats and like strip malls, like all throughout the city, and he like found these gems and put a lot of these places like on the map of like, must have LA food. And that's what I love about LA is kind of like the eclectic nature of it and the randomness of it. Just the randomness of like the most amazing, Thai food you've ever had being in this like random shopping center next to a dollar store. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
What is your favorite Thai place?
Jitlada on Sunset and Harvard. And it was one of those places that Jonathan Gold, I think, put on the map. And and it's incredible. So I just love that kind of stuff. And I think LA has a lot more of those hidden gems than New York does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need more of those places to go to, because I
man.
have my selects that I go to here in the Valley.
Yeah.
And if I do venture outside of the Valley, it's very rare.
Yeah.
You like wings, Wesam?
No. I mean, they're fine.
Do you like?
There's a Thai place, or not a Thai place. There's a Korean bar up the street from where I live that has probably the best wings I've ever had.
Oh, really? What's it called?
OB Bear.
Okay.
Where's that?
It's on Westmoreland and 7th Street.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love wings. There's this like, there's this chain called Wingstop. You guys know Wingstop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like when I was growing up in Houston, they had Wingstop, and what I love about it is the fries. They do this crazy thing where it's like a ton of salt, ton of pepper, and sugar, I think.
It's like, yeah.
Is it sugar in the fries?
Something like that.
It's nuts, man.
I'm hungry.
I know. Me
I'm
too.
so hungry. Yeah. Here's the issue with all that now, because I feel like a lot of places, and I really have to either just bite the bullet and eat the meat they serve, or just go buy my organic meat at the supermarket, because I see a lot of factory farming
Yeah.
practices, and that just makes me sick to my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these, I mean, I don't eat pork products, but some of these like pig and swine that are held in cages
Yeah.
all their life,
Right. It's terrifying.
and then they make more of the babies, and then they kill them, and then we
Yeah.
eat their meat. Like, I don't think that's spiritually healthy to
No.
ingest, not let alone physically healthy.
Yeah.
I think there can be better practices in terms of factory farming, and I also think hunting is getting a better name now more than ever, and that's something I want to do, because I want that reverence back of where my food came from, especially my meat. Like, this animal gave up its life, and I want to harvest it and appreciate it correctly.
Yeah. There's
I don't know.
there's a respect that goes along with that.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
chickens. Do you know what I mean? Some of the chickens that are kept in like basically warehouses
Yeah.
with bunch of other chickens. I don't know, man. Some of them never see the light of like real day,
Yeah.
or they get such a shock when they see nighttime. I read this. I don't know if it's true, but they keep them in light all the time so they can feed.
Right.
And then whenever they like shut out the lights, it's such a shock to them that some of them die. Oh. I don't know. I know. I just ruined Wingstop. I don't know.
No. Anyway, I'm never going to Wingstop.
No,
just
but
kidding.
I just
love
think
you,
it's
Wingstop.
important to get to know where your meat's coming from. At least appreciate whenever you do eat where that animal gave up its life,
Yeah.
or even the food you harvest, how long it takes
Right.
for certain things to grow.
Right.
I don't know.
No,
I feel
I-
like we've lost that as a society.
Yeah. I mean, I you know, along these lines, since we got to LA, we have a patio on the back of our apartment, and so we bought plants.
Yeah.
So we're like watering plants and growing plants like basil and mint and tomatoes, and it's great, and it's so satisfying, and it's so. Talk about like, you know, getting rid of anxiety, like just the act of like watching the plants and going out and watering them, like that is extremely peaceful.
Right?
Yeah, we don't get that in New York, you know. So that I understand this.
I love gardening.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. I can't wait till I get a house with a proper garden.
Oh,
There's something just about working, even like cleaning it up is enjoyable to me.
yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I like going running up on the mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because
getting
you're just-
nature, getting connected to back who we are.
Smells, you know.
Yes. Oh my God. There's
Yeah.
wild dill on the
Oh.
mountain. So whenever it rains, right, and you get some greenery, right,
Yeah.
and you brush up against a giant dill,
Yeah.
wild dill, all of a sudden you smell this beautiful perfume, and then the eucalyptus trees that are up there. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh man.
Sometimes you'll just get a whiff of something, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's great, man.
Weirdo.
No, you're not. Because I share this. You know what I mean? I share. You know, that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
So, tell me, Wesam,
Oh, gosh.
about your journey to becoming an actor.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you want to do? Why did you want to start, and how did you start? Like all that.
Ever since I was a kid, I loved getting in front of the giant video camera my dad had over his shoulder.
Yeah, the
like,
camcorder.
The camcorder, or he would set up on a tripod, and he would hook it up to the TV.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he would put it on the TV. So I would be looking at the TV at myself, and I was just enamored with myself. No, I would like make faces
Yeah.
and perform, and
Uh-huh.
I was always like very outgoing and performance-based little
Yeah.
kid. And then just started doing a lot of theater in 8th grade.
Mhm.
Joined John Casablanca's modeling and acting thing when I was
Ooh.
younger. Did a lot of theater. Came out to LA for a summer for pilot season, like a month in the beginning of summer. Worst time to come out for pilot season.
Was this in college?
No, in high school.
Oh, in high school.
Yeah. Did pretty well. Kept doing theater. Stayed in theater. Had a great program in my high school. In the summertime, I would just hang out with the Shakespeare companies that would come into town.
Yeah.
I would audition. I wouldn't get. They're like, "What is this kid doing?" They'd give me like a line, and I would just hang out with them all summer long.
Yeah.
So I would see great theater, and then I didn't think I was going to be an actor professionally until college, actually. And I thought I was going to do international business, like one of my uncles. And second year, or my first real acting class, I was like, "Oh, this is what I want to do with my life. This
Yeah.
is like really cool," and just stayed with it.
Yeah.
So and then moved to LA right after college. Had a game plan.
Right.
Survived. 9
Yeah.
years later,
You made it.
I'm on the best show on television with
That's
Ben
right.
Rappaport.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
What about you?
Yeah, you know, similarly as a kid, I guess the big difference was, I was a really shy kid, really like painfully shy. And so I lived a lot in my own imagination, in my head.
Yeah.
And I had a very active and insane imagination. So like I started a motorcycle gang out of my treehouse, and I had a karate club that was out of my treehouse. There was one particular instance where I took a bunch of my mom's dish towels and stuffed them like into like the into my pants and like made tentacles like I was an octopus because I was watching The Little Mermaid, and Ursula, the character, was like, I thought she was really badass. I was like, I want to be an octopus too. So I was like walking down in the mall like with dish towls hanging out of my trousers, and
breaking gender barriers.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
And creature barriers, you know what I mean? And species barriers.
And cartoon barriers.
So that kind of stuff. But then acting didn't come into play until high school. I was always, I was really into music. I played guitar and was in a couple bands in high school. I thought that was going to be my thing. I also was a visual artist, painting and drawing and stuff. And then I saw a production of Romeo and Juliet at my high school, and it was like, early 2000s. So it was like super like, the Montagues were the goth kids, and the Capulets were these like preppy kids, and there was like, good music in there, and it was kind of rock and roll. And I was like, why am I not doing this?
Whoa.
So that was kind of the trigger. And then I just got into it. I auditioned for the school play, first the school musical that I didn't get because my grades were not good. But they were like, but you're really good. You should get better grades and keep auditioning to be in the plays because you're really good.
Yeah.
And that was my way in. And then I went to college in New York. I went and studied acting at Juilliard, and, theater was what it was all about. And here I am today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very interesting hearing people's stories.
Yeah.
And it sounds, by the way, so easy.
No.
The whole process that we just described.
Yeah, just figured it out, and here I am today. No, it's a very hard profession.
Yeah, and you had a really interesting experience, I believe, because you were on Outsourced.
Yeah.
And that was like your first TV gig, right?
Mm-hmm. It was like 2 years after I graduated college.
And you were the lead.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
It was big. It was huge.
Did you feel the pressure of it?
I don't think I did, because I think I was so young and inexperienced that I didn't fully understand the full weight of it. And I think that was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because I just went through it like with this kind of wide-eyed sort of like taking it all in, sort of vibe. And I had a good time, and I learned a lot, and I made some very close friends. So yeah, I'm actually glad it happened that way. And then in hindsight, like as the years wore on, I would look back on those days and go, oh my God, like I had no idea the magnitude of X, Y, or Z that I was doing, or like the situation that I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was great.
Yeah, man. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's such a big, I couldn't imagine being 2 years in LA and being the lead of a show. It would have been the most broad show you've ever seen if I was.
The broad show? What do you mean?
I remember my first time seeing myself on camera, which was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm the worst actor that ever lived. What am I doing with my face? Why is it so big? And so, especially in the beginning, coming out here, I really practiced on toning everything a little down.
Right.
Yeah, because I was very expressive.
Sure, yeah, and coming from theater, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I have already a lot of energy.
Right.
That I have to keep contained constantly.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen me on set a few times where I'm just like, who wants to go running? Who wants to do a quick mile? Who wants to do a quick mile? Let's do this!
It's like, it's 4 a.m., Wesam.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the mornings. But then the opposite happens whenever I do have the night shoots at USC. Yeah. It's so funny because Tom Verica knows that he'll tell the directors, be like, just so you know, Wesam is a very morning person, so he will be tired.
Oh, yeah,
Let's try to get his stuff done early if we can.
That's
it's so
right.
kind of him. But yeah, dude, it hits me like a ton of bricks. Like, I'm just like, okay. If I'm on camera, it's fine. As soon as we're waiting for the shots, I'm like, oh God, I have to do something or else I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah,
in a moment.
yeah. I'm gonna try something different this year. I've gotten so addicted to my phone, and I have my phone with me at my chair, my cast chair, between setups, and I feel like it kind of splits my focus a little bit. So I'm gonna be a little more disciplined about it this year.
Yeah,
just be like,
can I call you out?
No,
Right
I was
right
talking. I was talking to a friend, and I was like, maybe I'm gonna do that thing where I have an app where it shuts off all my internet stuff, and it's just for texting and calls. So I could like text my wife, be like, hey, I'm gonna be a little late, or
Gotcha.
stuff like that, or if there's an emergency or something.
Do
like
it.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Do it.
I say that now.
You say that now.
I don't know.
I'll take a picture of you every time you're on your phone and text it to you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm really excited for this season.
Me too.
I mean, we had our first table read for season 2.
We did.
And
Wesam and I were wearing almost the same shirt.
we were.
We had, well, what was it? Yours was pineapples.
Right.
And mine was pugs.
Pugs.
Mm-hmm.
They both start with P. They're both button up.
Button up short sleeve shirts.
And we're both sponsored by Target.
That's right. Yeah.
Mine was from Banana Republic, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Better.
Better.
And there goes our sponsorship with Target.
That's right. There it goes.
They actually do have really nice clothes at Target.
They do. Man, they're really stepping up their game.
Yeah.
Target.
Target. My mom, first time she heard that joke, Target,
Yeah.
she thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Really?
She loved it. She loved it, man.
I love it. I used to have a teacher that called it Target Boutique.
Target Boutique?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, go buy it at Target Boutique.
I like that.
I do too.
Who was this teacher?
He was a guy who taught me.
A guy in an alleyway.
He's a guy who taught me the meaning of life. No, he taught. It was like this high school acting camp at Northwestern University, and he taught movement.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I know the character you do, the acting teacher.
Oh, this is
It's-
something we should share with everybody. So Wesam and I have this ongoing joke on set where I'm his acting coach, and he'll do a take and he'll like come by and like look at me. I'll be like, that was really great. Gave me tingles. And so now we just have like a hand gesture. So he'll walk by and I'll go,
Tingles.
and that means that he was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Seth and Jay will have more scenes today.
Today they had a lot of scenes.
Today
Yeah.
we had a lot of scenes this season, and I think that's what we should do after a good take. I'll go.
Yeah. We should throw it in. We should somehow throw it in.
I think we can find a way. We're clever.
We should talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Paul.
Yeah, he'd love it.
I love Paul. He's so busy. Been trying to get
Yeah,
him on the
of
show,
course.
but he's just too slammed. But I love talking with him about storytelling, and not because he's our showrunner or because he's our boss or we
Yeah.
work with him. Such a talented writer. Seriously.
Oh man,
Think about the scripts we're reading and we've gotten to do so far.
I know. And he has such a unique voice, and sense of humor, and it's so specific and so he's so smart. But
Very smart.
here's what people might not know about him is that he's also a really good actor. He read a role in our table read, and he was brilliant. He should be playing the role.
Are you talking about the lawyer? One of
I don't
the
know.
lawyer roles?
I don't know if we could say.
Oh, are you talking about the new one?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about the old episodes. I thought you were talking
last
about
year. Okay.
Last year, your episode with the water poisoning.
Oh, he played Todd Harder.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He was so. I thought that's what you were talking about.
So good. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was,
I forgot about that.
I was like, maybe he should play.
He was really good.
like, can Paul play that part? It'd be cool if he did.
Yeah, I kind of want him on the show.
I do too.
He needs to make some sort of cameo or something. I mean, we've been saying that to Tom for a while because Tom's an actor. He's been an actor for a long time. And
Yeah, I want him to be one of our clients.
yeah.
Selfishly, my client, of course.
Right,
but-
right. I know. And he sometimes reads at the table reads as well.
Yeah.
Roles that haven't been cast yet or whatever. He'll jump in and read, but
Well, Allison, she was at the table read. She read a certain guest spot role. I know we're not supposed to talk about
Right.
talk about the role. We're not going to, but she did a great job in the role too. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you got these great people acting in these roles, like
And-
table reads. I'm like, all right.
let's not forget Betsy Beers.
Yes.
She reads the screen directions, but she sometimes will read like a little role. Because she was an actor too a while back.
Yeah.
We have like ridiculously talented actors as our like producers and writers. Sometimes like more talented than us.
Well,
It's
dude,
like-
well, the first line in the table read, I'm like, I have to get warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I screw it up. You know, I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Season 2, opening table read. I screw up the first line.
Well,
But
it's hard to have the first line of a table read because it's like you don't know what the tone is yet, and so you have to set it.
you know who's really good at them? Shout out to Ben Shankman.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's a great table read.
It's he's coming on the show at some point. Annoyingly good.
yeah.
Annoyingly good. Not just in front of the camera and everything, but at the table reads. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you get the script beforehand, like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Like his timing on everything is so perfect.
No, I know it's so good. So yeah, that's the thing about Shondaland is that we see the script, we show up and the script's on the table. We haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I think there's two kinds of actors: actors who enjoy cold read and actors who don't. I really love it.
Yeah.
I find it really thrilling. I find it really like, I don't know, like it's like, ooh, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? It's really, I think it's cool.
It definitely works out certain actor muscles,
Yeah.
and in that sense, I'm appreciative of them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I need to be warmed up. Like I have to have maybe like skip like 5 minutes before the table
sit
reads.
down. Yeah, be like,
and
okay, what am I getting into here?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a big monologue. Okay, let me just look at it real quick. Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
that's one of the most fun parts of table read is we'll be reading through the script and we'll get to a closing argument. We'll see who has it, and then you open to that page with the page long monologue, and then everyone kind of goes, here we go. Whoever has it's like, oh, it's my turn. You know what I mean? Pass the monologue.
But what a dream that is for coming like from theater backgrounds.
Yeah,
Because that. Come on, man.
To tell the beginning, middle, and end of a story and that monologue, and I love it. I love it too,
Like
man.
it's a fucking amazing experience. It really is. Like
Yeah.
the stories we're telling, the people we work with, just everything about it is too good.
I know.
Too good.
It is.
I feel like we owe them money. I'm just kidding. That's fine. I don't.
Yeah,
I still want to get paid.
Yeah. Right.
So, what? I kind of got an idea of what you do in your free time here since you're on the West Coast because I like a home base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need my own room, my own bathroom, my own space to work.
Yeah.
Some kind of garden, some type of plant to water or take care of. I need that.
Yeah.
I need my coffee place.
Yep.
To keep me grounded.
Yeah.
So now that you've moved out here, you feel like you've established the home base?
Yes, because we came out last year. We're in the same spot we were in last year, so everything's sort of built in. Like,
What's the address?
yeah, I know. What's the apartment number? Yeah, so all that stuff's built in. So this year. It's not about finding all that. It's just about it's there, which is really nice. But it's all the same stuff. The plants, the coffee place, the restaurants, the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my wife and I are very social animals. Like we have a lot of really close friends out here, which is really nice. And so we see them a lot.
Your wife knows Rachel.
Rachel?
Rachel Kane. Rachel Farrah Kane.
Wait, who?
Rachel Kane.
Rachel King?
She was with her in New York. She was on the show.
Wait a second.
Can we pull up a picture of
Yeah.
Rachel Farrah? I knew her since high school.
No way.
We were in West Side Story. That was one of our first plays we did together.
Actually.
Wait.
Bring up the YouTube.
Yeah.
Was there a photo with the two of them?
I think so. She's done a photo. Maybe she's done a photo.
She's-
Who am I? She's done photo?
She
She's done photo?
she's been known to do some photography.
I just thought it was a small world that
That she-
Rachel knew Megan and Megan knew Rachel.
How do they know? Yeah, maybe this jogged my memory. Oh yeah, how do they know each other?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask her. But it is a small world.
Very small world.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Do you talk to a lot of the people that you grew up with, like in Tulsa?
No. No. Maybe like 1, 2, 3 people.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Right.
But I feel like Tulsa, the only reason I go back there now is because of my parents and my brother. But
And the restaurant, right?
we sold it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. We
okay.
sold it this summer. Yeah.
Cool.
And there's no reason really for me. I like trying to get my parents out here,
Yeah.
come out here rather than
Yeah.
maybe go because, everybody. I don't know.
And it's just the two of them back there now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Your mom and dad?
Yeah. The parents. Yeah.
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 Right.
But no, I don't really.
Yeah. But that seems natural. I mean, especially because I don't know about you. Did you move around a lot when you? Because I know you moved here. When did you move to the States?
Moved to New York when I was like 2-ish.
Okay.
Stayed there till I was 7.
2 to 7 in New York.
7, moved to Oklahoma and stayed there all my life.
Okay, so you
Until
did
9
like
years ago.
So you did like have like you really kind of grew up in one spot.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's cool. See, I didn't have that experience. I moved around a lot when I was a kid.
Gotcha.
And I also kind of attribute that as to why I'm an actor, just from like observing people, and I'm like a dialect nerd. You know what I mean? Like I really nerd out about like regionalisms, and that's what I was talking about the states and everything. Is like the regionalisms are interesting to me.
Yeah.
My dad's a New Yorker, my mom's from Massachusetts. I grew up mostly in Texas, a little bit in Boston, a little bit in Philly. So it's kind of like a weird mixed bag of experiences and life. But mostly in Houston. That's actually where I met my wife, in Houston. She went to a high school that was like nearby. And in Texas, theater is like super. I'm sure it's the same way in Oklahoma, like really competitive, right? Like speech tournaments and like theater, like one act play competitions.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, competitive, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So we met each other through that whole world.
Cool.
And so like.
Oh wow, you've known each other for a while.
Yeah, but we didn't really know each other back then. We were kind of like acquaintances. We had mutual friends, and then we ran into each other years later, and that's when we started getting together and stuff. But yeah, like I miss the idea of a hometown, and I always, when people ask me where I'm from, I have this like existential crisis of like how to explain it. You know what I mean? It's like, where are you from? I'm like,
Yeah, it's hard.
yeah, because it's a long story, and it's just easier, I guess, to say Houston, because that's where I spent middle school and high school.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think Facebook makes it kind of hard to really, because Facebook isn't really keeping in touch with people, but there's people commenting on things and seeing, you know what I mean? So it's like a weird. It doesn't really make any sense. It's like, well, do you keep in touch with people? It's like, well, I see what people are doing all the time, but I'm not like in touch with them. You know what I mean?
I think at a certain point, honestly, I might just defriend a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, well, we haven't talked in years.
Yeah.
Does it really matter? Do you really need to know what's going on in my life? I mean, I use probably 90% of my Facebook for, maybe more than that, 95%, just to see my family stuff and to post stuff I'm doing acting-wise or podcast.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, at a certain point, I might just be like, just family and really close friends.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't need to know what some guy who was friends of a friend's who became their husband.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing pictures of their kids that I've never met. And I
Right.
haven't talked to this guy in like over 10 years. Like, why?
But it's crazy that you have the narrative of their life. Like, you kind of know what's going on.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, bro.
I know. We keep going back to this, but it's just I can't get over it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm nervous if I have a family someday to post pictures about them.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, well, who am I sharing this with? Why do I want to share this with people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm already a type of person who I don't like to talk about if I'm in a relationship with somebody or who am I in a relationship with. I don't like to post pictures because I just personally don't care about other people's personal business,
Yeah.
And I see it so many times. People obsess about it and then start making rumors about it, and it's like it puts this energy out there towards that couple or those people who are trying to
just live their lives normally.
Intimately, yeah.
Yeah.
In an intimate relationship that you have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's tricky.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially now with people commenting on pictures. I don't know.
Yeah.
If somebody is posting pictures and stuff, that's cool for them. But I don't know. I just get really nervous. I don't know. Do you ever encounter anything like that? Any negativity or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's good.
But I think I established it kind of early on. Like, Megan and I have been together for so long that, we've been posting about and with each other for so long that it would feel unnatural to go, nope, not anymore. You know what I mean? And then it's like, what?
Yeah.
Because she's just such a big part of my life, and it just wouldn't feel honest if I was kind of like excluding. But that's different, because we're married. We've been together a million years, so it's a different kind of thing. But if you're like in a new relationship, it's very hard. Like, how do you sort of broach that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, people are freaking cruel online.
Yes, they are. It's amazing what people, will say online that they couldn't ever say to your face. It's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you ever go through the comments? Now that we said that.
Yeah, man. Of course I do. I'm human. I mean, especially it was bad. Like during outsourced, that's when it all started, and that was kind of like the earlier days of comments and stuff. And I would go down. Commercial break. No, I would go down rabbit holes, and I'd be like, oh, a comment, that's a nice one. Oh, that's a nice one too. Oh, yeah. Oh, this one makes me feel bad, but I'm just gonna keep going, and you just keep going, and So now I actively try not to. I try not to go through too many comments now.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy.
My mom, such a sweetheart. She wanted to defend the show from this one person commenting.
On what site?
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, and the person said something to the effect of like, this isn't a good show or something like that. And my mom called me and was like, Can I put under this person? Yes, the show is for smart people. That's why you probably don't get it. And I was like, first of all, thank you, Mom, for defending my honor.
Right.
But please don't.
Don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah, please don't.
She has your last name, right? So
don't paint a target on yourself. Just ignore it. It's not going to help anything.
Right.
Again, thank you. I love you. She's like, okay.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know, man. There's just I'm so stoked to shoot the show. I really am, man. I just love working. I love working on set, and having a consistent job is such a blessing.
It is. It's rare.
Yeah.
In this business.
Do you do anything other than the stuff that we've mentioned? Like, do you golf? Do you other than working out? Do you do any sports of any kind?
Well, sports. I've been terrible at sports my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, awful. I mean, I played a lot of them. The one I really loved was ice hockey, and I really got into that because of the Mighty Ducks.
Eric?
Yeah, right. And I played for a long time, and I was bad, but I could skate really well, and I could make it. I think that's another thing why I'm an actor. I can make it look good.
Yeah.
But it's not good. And I played like from age 7 or 8 through 13 or 14. So I did it for a while, and I almost just said auditioned for the hockey team. I almost tried out for the hockey team in high school. Yeah. And I didn't because I just didn't have the skill. But
It's a rough sport, dude.
it's rough. But I like how it moves. Like I don't really love football because I get impatient with it. Because it's like, a couple seconds of action and then you wait a long time for something to happen. Whereas hockey, it's like just constant movement and action. And I just love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you like fighting?
Like me personally, like fighting people.
Yeah, because I know you do that a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's in the tabloids constantly.
No, I don't watch fighting.
Okay.
I mean, I was in karate when I was younger, but again, I'm like scared of my own shadow. So like I don't.
Well, I'm hosting a big guys fight night at my place for the.
Are we gonna fight each other?
No.
Okay.
We don't talk about that.
we don't talk about that.
For McGregor versus Khabib, which is a big UFC fight.
Yeah.
So you guys are invited as well. I have to invite you not because no, I'm kidding. Can you imagine? No, everybody's invited in this room.
Yeah.
At my place because
Cool.
it's going to be a great fight. I love watching it. It's so much fun for me. I'm not big on team sports. I like individual stuff, like
martial arts,
archery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like watching golf. I think I've been more enjoying playing it recently.
Well, yeah, you've been golfing a lot recently, right?
No, I think I just like within the last 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I started it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with me. This is a very candid confession. I have an obsession, like an addictive personality.
Right. So you'll do something a lot for a little while.
Yeah, as long as I can, actually.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
until acting gets busy. Usually that's what happens.
Right.
Acting gets busy, and I'm like, okay, that has to go on the back burner for now.
We should go to the driving range or something.
Yes, I'm up for it.
That'd be great.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was telling Michael, like 2 days ago, I went to the driving range. My hands were like so battered. I hit over 100 golf balls with my friend, Jonte, and I don't know. I go too far with it.
Do you have a glove?
Yeah, I have a glove and everything. I just way too many.
Just too many.
Yeah, and I don't. Do you golf?
I do a little bit. I mean, I when I was a kid, I took some golf lessons, and
please teach me.
I don't really know that much. I mean, I can like do a. I feel like I've got a decent drive.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it. It's not nuanced or anything. Like my wife, like my brothers-in-law, and my father-in-law are like super big time golfers. They're really into it, and I went with them recently.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really rusty. I was actually surprised at like how much I retained. Like I was like, oh, I can hang.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not as embarrassing as I thought it was gonna be.
As long as you can hang, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should go to like the driving range or something.
Let's do that because I need more practice.
Yeah.
Last time I was at the driving range, a deer walked.
I saw it was on Instagram, right?
Yep. A deer just walked in the middle. He had velvet on his antlers. Little teenage deer.
He didn't get hit by balls, did he?
No, and I kind of stopped hitting for a while to wait for him to go away because the way I was hitting that day, it could have gone anywhere.
Right. Right. Even if you were... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, you love space. You love gardening.
I love space. I love gardening.
You love For the People.
I love For the People.
You love your wife.
I love my wife.
What else do you love?
I love music. I love history. I love...
Big history buff?
Oh, I love history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, then.
Okay.
Any time period you can go back and visit for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Where would you go?
Well...
And why?
Back to the Future shaped a lot of my life and childhood. And so I would go back to like the late 70s.
Ooh.
And start to interact with my parents. You know what I mean? Like I would like I would go to parties and like try to befriend my parents and see what that would be like.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
This would be in New York on the East Coast? Probably?
Yeah, well they met in Boston. Yeah,
Okay.
they went to college in Boston. So I would go to Boston in like 1979 or something and I'd Marty McFly it.
That is a very unique answer.
Yeah,
Hopefully not the part where the mom falls in love.
No,
with
not
the
that part.
Okay.
Not that part. Let's be very clear about that. No.
No grandfather
Right.
paradox.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, no grandfather.
None of that.
But that's so interesting, man.
But yeah, just sort of like observing. Yeah, maybe not interacting, but observing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'd love to see what my
Wouldn't that be interesting?
dad's like in Syria back in the 60s. 60s would be a good time.
That would be cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What would you do?
Honestly, I would go back to Atlantis times or when the pyramids were being built.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I want to know how it's done, who was there, who's in charge here. Huh? Who's doing this?
Yeah. How long it's taking. Yeah, cuz that's crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
Now that we're on this topic of Atlantis and the pyramids.
Yeah.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
You know anything about the Vatican?
Anything about it? I mean, I know where it is.
Mr.
I know
Rappaport.
who's there. Yeah.
I'm trying to get into the Vatican archives. Okay. Specifically the restricted area of the Vatican archives. Have you heard about this?
No.
My friend.
What's the
Come with me on this journey.
Okay.
It is a library, obviously, in the Vatican, but you're only allowed like an hour or two to go in there, and you have to be observed while you're in there, and you have to like request it and like do this whole process, and you can only choose certain books to look at. And then there's this whole other section which nobody's allowed to look at.
Yeah.
And they keep it secret with what's in there.
Okay. What's in there?
What's in there? Yes, thank you. I want to know. We deserve to know.
What do you think is in there?
I think, in all seriousness, it's some secret documents, secret parchments that undermine their entire foundation of what they've been putting out there. There's some big secret in there.
Whoa.
That undermines everything, and they can't let it out, but they can't destroy it for some reason. Boom.
Is there a movie about this?
Maybe. I'm sure
Da
there
Vinci
probably.
Code.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a great little movie.
I want to know though.
Yeah, I know, but in real life, yeah. What the hell is back there?
I mean, we
talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about the list of possible things that they have in there, right? Or things we know that it's in there, right? That's the list.
No, it was the list of possible things.
List of possible things that was in there. I don't know, man. I just don't like it when governments or organizations keep stuff like that super secret.
Yeah.
Something sketch feels.
Yeah. Secrets.
I don't like secrets like that.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is. Do you have that curiosity at all in you?
I would like to know. I for sure would like to know.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we get in there?
How about this? And I'm pretty sure this is real because I've done plenty of internet research, so it has to be real, right?
Yeah.
But
Wikipedia, man.
A guy who invented a car that runs on water.
Mm-hmm.
He was found murdered, and then his inventions and everything were stolen.
Whoa.
Yeah. Guys, I'm telling you, I think something sketchy is going on with the government or some secret organization within the government.
Yeah.
I know I sound crazy, but I don't know, man. What if it's true? What if this stuff is like that is happening? We can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's scary. Like I said, for some reason this keeps coming back. It's scary out there. I don't want to leave my apartment. I want to go home.
Like,
no, I know. It's
like Sasquatch, for instance.
yeah.
Or what if aliens do exist? And that
Right.
would cause chaos.
But what if they were proven to exist?
Yeah, like if they came to Earth and stuff like that.
Maybe they're walking among us right now.
That's part of the Fermi paradox thing. It's like one
Yeah.
of the options.
That they're actually here now.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's kind of fun to think about these things.
yeah.
I think it becomes a problem when it overtakes your life and then you leave your family and you live out in the woods trying to find...
Go off the grid.
Yeah, you go off the grid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
what would that be like? I mean, there's many movies about it.
Do you believe in the this is kind of a personal question. Feel free if you don't want to answer. That's
Sure.
fine. Do you believe in anything spiritual?
Where am I at with this? It's always changing,
Oh, okay.
you know? I'm still deciding.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But y'all,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
I just think there's so much unknown out there.
There's so much that's my thing.
Yeah.
Is that there is so much unknown. There's so much we don't know. So I get skeptical of absolute certainty in
Ooh.
things. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
In anything.
Yeah.
But maybe especially in that department.
Even science stuff, like the new stuff that they're coming up with. Like for instance, there was this composite material that's called aerogel, I believe. It's 94% air, and it can withstand dynamite.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so like maybe like 500 years ago, people, scientists were like, "Oh, the hardest thing ever is steel. You can't
Yeah.
get harder than that." And then now, 500 years later, they're like, "No, actually, you can make this material that's even harder and lighter than steel."
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing.
That's-
I'm curious to see where it all leads to.
Yeah.
In another 30 years? What
Right.
do you think technology is going to be? Video games? Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, I like Ready Player One. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I didn't see that.
Did you see
You
Ready
didn't see it?
Player One? It's insane. I mean, it's like how many years in the future does that take place?
I think it was like 20.
Yeah, Like basically people are living out their entire lives in video games.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's all virtual, and they have these crazy treadmills that move every which way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And there's these suits like where you can basically feel pretty much any sensation. And
So
people are living out their entire lives in these games.
Wow.
So I wonder how close that's gonna.
Look within our lifetime, it went from 8-bit to PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So maybe that's what we're looking at.
I know, but how? Yeah.
No
Especially-
no computers, real like computers, personal computers.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I played God of War on PS4 Pro, which is 4K. Oh my gosh.
Is that with the goggles and stuff?
no, it's
Oh.
just high, super HD.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and I was just playing. I was like, "What? This is like so real."
Yeah.
Seeing like the pores in the guy's bald head, and it's like
Whoa.
it's ridiculous. I can't wait till I'm like 80, 90, still playing video games. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. But then but there's the interesting thing in Ready Player One, like, the guy falls in love. You know what I mean? Like the avatars fall in love, and like, where does that line come in? Where I don't know.
Oh, dude,
It's scary stuff.
not role playing games, but they like Second Life.
Mm-hmm.
People will make another life for themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes people who have very complicated issues going on,
Yeah.
they'll create like this. There's this documentary about this guy, I think our age. He creates this avatar of like a 12-year-old girl,
Hmm.
and he goes around in this game as a 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
It's and he has a relationship with his wife and stuff, and she's like, it's kind of weird.
Right.
Like, why do you want to be a 12-year-old girl?
Because he's sort of living out his fantasies like in this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Where, I don't know, man. I mean, I understand when people want to be video games like World of Warcraft, like, I want to be a mage,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it can get kind of dark.
Yeah. Well, it makes me think back to like Nick Arcade. Remember Nick Arcade on
No.
Nickelodeon? Nick Arcade was where it was like this, super rudimentary. It was back during like Sega Genesis days, and like you go into the video game and like, so there'd be this video game happening on screen, and the contestants were like in it. And it was like just a flat, 2D thing. But I thought it was the coolest thing. And I was like, how are they in the game? I mean, I didn't know anything about green screen back then, or you know what I mean? But I was just fascinated with that.
Wow.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They do these camps to help people in Korea right now and China to help them get over video game addiction,
Yeah.
because that's a big issue there
Oh, it's
right
huge.
now.
Well, but also people can make a crazy amount of money now playing video games. Like these competitions, like it's nuts.
What is it? The FIFA winner for soccer?
Yeah.
FIFA soccer winner won $250,000.
What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Overwatch is a big thing now.
It's nuts.
My friend Parker, they're doing a thing with like EA Sports. Not EA. What is it? Oh gosh. They just had a convention for it. Sorry, Parker, if you're listening to this. Anyway, it's the kind of thing where they're treating gamers as professional athletes now, and
Yeah.
they're being mentored by the older gamers mentoring younger gamers.
And they have like sports agents now, right?
yeah,
Like, that's kinda like-
yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's kind of cool, but like still like really?
I know. And I'm sure like they're going to doctors for like carpal tunnel and all this kind of stuff. Like, and there's probably like certain like wrist and thumb training or something.
Yeah, dude. Some of their fast twitch muscles, like these guys who play like
Yeah.
StarCraft or whatever, the way they move, it's like second nature all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I explained to my dad what Twitch was, and I
Yeah.
showed him. Do you know what Twitch is?
No.
Okay, it's basically people go and they can cam
Broadcast.
themselves. Yeah, they cam themselves playing video games.
Yeah.
And you get to see them play video games, and people pay them money.
Yeah.
Like they'll make donations, or you can subscribe to them, and they'll, whatever. and I was explaining this to my dad, and it took like several times.
Right. It's like, wait.
Yeah, they're like, what are they paying for exactly?
Yeah.
And like literally just to watch this person play a video game and talk about the game while they're playing it.
Wow.
Well, some of them it's funny, like the scary games, like Outlast. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, just watching people get scared.
Oh yeah, just reactions. Yeah, like reaction videos. I love
yeah.
that.
Well, Ben.
I have one more question for you.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yes, please.
And for the room.
Okay.
Do you guys think in our lifetime, time travel will exist or be invented? No.
No.
I don't know if it can be.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, I don't think it can be either. There are way too many. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I will give you this though. I think in other dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
time. Nope, I don't know.
Time is a flat circle.
No, because the only thing about time that really exists and it fluctuates so suddenly
Mm-hmm.
is the present moment. Because the past doesn't exist anymore. The future
Right.
doesn't exist. It's what's happening right now. And then now. Because that moment's already passed,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think so. What about you?
I kind of think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
But you're kind of biased because you love Back to the
I am
Future.
biased. But I also, but I'm also stuck in the past in a lot of ways. Like I'm a very nostalgic person. You know what I
okay.
mean? Like it takes me a long time to like get onto certain like trends, like I feel like I don't listen to any music made in the last 10 years usually. And then in 10 years it'll be the same way.
Wow.
It's weird.
Do you watch the same shows over and over too?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I like how
hope
you
so.
laughed at that, like, because I do that.
Oh, you do?
Like, I can watch The Office.
Oh,
Forever.
I've done, like The Office is my favorite show, and I did the 4th time through this summer.
Yeah,
It was great
I like it. I know there's something comforting about that.
because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
But then the cool thing is when you forget what's coming, you forget, and then you're surprised again.
Or you notice something that you didn't see. For instance, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There's the episode. Do you watch Always Sunny?
No, I don't.
Always Sunny, people? Okay. The episode where Charlie fakes being crippled. They go to the strip club. Anyway, him and Mac are in the mall, and they're in the wheelchairs. Not Mac and Dennis are in the wheelchairs, faking being crippled. In the background, because they're using a real mall, and there's real people walking around, you see some person go, like, tilt their head like this, and then wave at the camera, and then come back. And I'm like, oh! I got so excited as an actor.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so upset at that person. Ben, dude, this was such a blast.
Thank you so much, man. This is great.
Whenever you want, feel free to come back on.
Love it.
And yeah, brother, seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. I'll see you on set in a couple days.
Maybe. Michael. Out. Can't stop me. Won't stop me. He just stopped me. Okay. That was the podcast. That was the show.
That was the show.
It was a wonderful show.
It was.
And Ben was wonderful. Michael, you were wonderful. Eric, you were adequate. IW. I'm kidding. You're wonderful, Eric. Adobe Radio was wonderful. Nice Guy Digital was wonderful. And I was superb. And nothing less. Hey, thank you to you guys listening to the show. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe? Yep. I said that right. And make sure that you leave a review for us and tell your friends. If you feel entertained and inspired by the show and what it does for you. Because I want to continue doing this. And if you don't, I will hold you hostage with your pet chihuahua. That was weird. Somebody listening to this with a pet chihuahua was like, Is he really gonna do that? I'm talking to you, Christopher.
If they listen to it enough, they probably would know that it's no.
I know, right? They take this one part seriously. They call the cops. That's a story idea. Copyright. You have to buy it from me now, Michael.
Got it.
All right. We out.
We're out.